All right. I'm gonna see if this fixes it. If you come on and you see me, can you let me know if you can hear me? Sometimes when I go live from my business page, it acts a little wonky. All right, so if you're watching the hey Trisha, can you hear me? It was on a second ago and it did not let volume go on. Hey Lisa, yes. Does it work? Can you hear me? I don't want to talk. You can hear me? That awkward moment of like Facebook Live. Yes. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Because sometimes people just hop off and on and without letting me know, and I just ramble on. That's happened to me a number of times, and I'm like, well, crap, you can't hear the entire video. All right, so really quickly, I'm going to show you how I did my brows. This is not from over plucking. After I had my second child, my hair became very, very thin. It's in my family to be very, very thin. My sister's not like that, like, but my mom's side of the family, thin hair. I have thin hair, and I don't know why, but it's just very thin eyebrows. So eyebrows are very important to me, and not until recently I've really felt like I feel confident in showing another person how to do it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share this video into my beauty classes because someone had asked me. I showed them what I use. There's also a brow pencil, which is pretty amazing. I don't have it. I take that back. I have it, but I don't use it. I prefer this. You could use both together or one or the other. I like the use of a pigment. It's softer. It's not like drawn on, you know, but our pencil is pretty amazing in that it's very fine, though. So you can, if you're not pushing hard, if you're very gentle, a little bit of technique, you're not, doesn't have those, what have you got, the chulo eyebrows? The drawn on look, but you have to, you know, do little strokes and fill in like hair-like. This is just easier for me because I like to do it fast. Sometimes I do my brows before I do my makeup. Sometimes I do it after. So I do like to do a primer. The eye primer works great under it. Those are just extra bonuses. I use the palette. When did this come out? This came out pretty recent. I used to use pigments from an addiction palette before that, because I love the look of pigments. So this is the palette. It's super cute. It's magnetic, and it has, this is dirty. And a few months ago, I was a blonde, believe it or not. I'm not naturally. But so this is the blonde palette. There is light, medium, dark. I would probably do like a medium or dark now, but I'm not all about wasting stuff. So I'm going to use what I have, make it work until it's time for a refill. So this is the medium palette, and what you get, it's literally paint by numbers, and it has a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so the top two are going to be like a light and a dark pigment, and the bottom are going to be, this is very hard to see and it's catching the light here, but it's, there you go. It's like a pink pomade. A little bit, it's a little tacky, but this is it creates that flush tone highlight. It's matte. There's no iridescent in it, so I don't know if you can see. I've used it under, and then this is iridescent. This is super pretty, and you can be on like anywhere else on your face. So I've reached the pan on a lot of this because I use it every time I do my makeup, because if I'm going to put my face on, I'm going to do brows too. So and then this is wax. Sometimes I use it. If you have fuller brows, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're like, you need to tame them. And you can lightly put it on top of your pigments, and it's sort of going to create like a water resistance, you know, water and, you know, maybe a barrier of some sort. So there's a couple reasons why you can use that. I know a lot of people, I take that back. I've seen a few people take the pigment and take that and they mix it together and make some sort of pomade. I'm all about, you know, DIY and, you know, making things work for you. So that's something that you can try too. All right. So if you are like me and you sort of have a blank canvas, You can sort of draw whatever brow look you're looking for. I like to use this brush. It's my jam. And I used to use another brush. It was like a thicker brush. It was a liner shader brush, but this is amazing brush. I can't rave enough about it because, hi Maria, how are you? I can't rave enough about it. A couple of things is because how fine it is. It's super, super fine. And it's angled, so it's just easier to do. And then the other end, if you can see, it's sort of tapered, super fine. So this is going to be great to, I use it to get right in there. You can use it with the highlight part, and you can also use it with, a lot of people use concealer for some highlight under and above your brow for definition, clean up the edges. You can also use this or whatever brush you have to try to find where it's supposed to start, where's your arch supposed to be. And if you look, the thickness of the bristles, look how thick. Because I'm like, if you're like me, you're like, okay, how thick am I supposed to have? This is a great guide because it's about as thick as you're supposed to do it. Trying to get my wide-eyed baby. I don't miss this baby stage. You are not the first person today to just weird sleep patterns because there's growth spurts and all that kind of stuff. So many, many blessings to you. I'm sending you lots of love and patience. Yeah, I don't miss that. I mean, babies are adorable. And even 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds, they go through those things. And you guys know, when I first started this, I had Emma and I nursed Emma and she was constantly on me. I had to wear her if I wanted to do anything. So she sleeps through the night now. That's pretty amazing. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel for those of you that are struggling. All right, so I like to use this, but again, you can use whatever brush, and it is, I mean, I'm no professional in that I don't do other people's brows. What's that called? I'm drawing a blank, where you can have them done microblading. Have you seen those? If you haven't seen it, it's just weird that you haven't seen it because it's everywhere, especially on Instagram or just on those Facebook ads. But you've seen the lines where there's, measurements where it's supposed to start and thickness, all that kind of stuff. So this is sort of a guide. So you just go ahead and take whatever and you put it up against your nose, and you want to go through your iris or your little not iris. I'm drawing a blank on what this is. Your tear duct. Hey, Jess. And so this is where it's supposed to start. And I know sometimes, if we have like hair that is overgrown or hair that is not grown enough and it's right here, and when you're doing your brows, you're filling in here. So that's something to just make sure you're doing where it starts off. So just put your brush or whatever you got, okay? Line it up against your nose and line it up straight, and that's where you start. Now, I don't have to do it because I sort of eyeball it now because I've done it so much, but if not, you can take your pencil, you can take your pigment or whatever and use that as a marker where it's supposed to start, okay? So that's where it's supposed to start. And then your arch is, if you take it and you line it up against the same spot, and then you're gonna go through the center of your eye and you're gonna go through here, and so that is where your arch is supposed to be. Okay, and then where it's supposed to end, because look, my hair is right here, and my brow is supposed to go a lot. Oops. So if you don't know about that, you're just filling in whatever hairs you have, and if I would stop right here, which I used to, it's not finished. So you also want to take your brush and line it up, and you want to follow the edge of your eye, okay, straight, and that's where it's supposed to end. So down here, which my hair stops there. Okay, so there's this 3 points. If you've seen what I'm talking about, they have like those lines everywhere. Like, this is, let's be practical. We're just trying to get a guide and we'll feel it out. Petrified of the procedure. Honestly, like, I've seen some really good work to where like, I think I want it, but then my husband's like, no. even makeup on the eyebrows, I have to like, he really, has to look good and it has to look natural. And then I actually shared in my chat pictures of like 2010 or even as soon as 2014 after I had Emma. My brow shape was just, what do they call it? Sort of sperm-like. It had a very, you know, something here, whatever it was, and then very thin. And you know, I've actually seen an image where changing with styles and times, you can see the different shapes, you know, back when they were all really thin, or when it was really in to have very bushy eyebrows. Now it's very, very clean, whatever the times are calling for. But I used to have like a little, what do they call it? A Nike check. Not that hard. What other one? It was like a comma. But you want a straight line through all of it, and then a little line. Okay. So I chatted a lot, but we talked important stuff, you know, about commas and sperm eyebrows. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to show you, of course, if you get the right palette, then you're going to use like 1 and 2. Hold on a second. I hear something and I don't know if it's just the cats, and my cat's been crazy lately. What is that noise? Hold on a second. I think my cat is on something. Hold on 1 second. Oh my God, the cats are in so much trouble. So my husband found some really good protein bars, and he put them on the counter. You see the teeth marks? Oh my God. Oh, he's gonna be so mad. Oh, I don't think they ate anything yet. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay. Sorry for that pause, but I had to save some protein bars because I would have been in trouble. Oh my gosh, like it was like rustling. I'm like, who the heck is in the kitchen? Everybody's supposed to be sleeping. It's like, damn cats. Wow. Okay, so on that note, if you have the palette, you get the right color, you're going to be able to use both colors, and it's more of like a gradient. I mean, naturally our hair is not, unless you do like box or you do it professionally and you get all one color, but usually there's highlights and lowlights and there's different, that's why you have this. But because I'm using a very light palette, I only use this one because that's way too light for me. But you can use both of them when you get the right color palette. I still can't believe the cats did that. I'm gonna have to eat it. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this end of the brush and you're gonna dab a little bit of that, and it would normally be number 1, but I'm taking number 2. And you're just gonna draw a line under, and you're gonna do short little hair strokes, especially if this is your first time doing it and you're sort of playing around. Hide the evidence and just, oh no, he'll know. I'll have to tell him. Like, I'm so sorry, it wasn't me. Like, look, watch the playback of this video. Fast forward. Okay, so you're gonna take this, you're gonna draw a line to where it's supposed to end, okay? And then you're gonna go about here, and you can take the thickness of this brush as a guide, and you're gonna do to where your arch is, and we're just buffing that in. See, the pigment is just super forgiving for me. You forgot to order this brush. Oh, yeah, it's my favorite brush. I use it every single day. And I actually need to get, I want to get another one so I can use it as a liner. I have yet to do it as a liner, but it's better than the liner shader brush because it's smaller and more precise. So what you're going to do is just go ahead and buff this in, And your tail end is gonna, my cats are making me look crazy. They just come on in whenever they want. Open up doors. The bathroom door in my, this bathroom door, it doesn't click all the way, which is no big deal, you know, to me, no big deal. But my bathroom door doesn't click, doesn't close. So there's kids and animals coming in and out. Like Felix will literally put his hand and go whoosh and pop it open. I'm like, excuse me. All right, so you're gonna go this way, and this is gonna be lighter. And if you like, you don't normally want like a line here, a box. If you get a little crazy, because sometimes I get crazy too, you can take a little brush and you can just like buff that out so it's a little bit more natural looking. That's why I say to stop around here. So from here, you're not adding any more pigment, you're just brushing this way. See? Super simple. And I just turn my brush backwards, and I just go this way. You also want to step back and be like, is this? For all you ladies that are super lucky to have brows on your face, you probably don't have to take as long because you're not having to draw so much on. Okay, brows are super important. They frame your face and your eyes and, all right. So that's how I do mine, okay? Then I take this end of the brush and I dip it in or work that into the pink part. And like I said, you can use concealer, or sometimes I even use my fresh powder, and because that's the lightest powder. But for this palette, you just take it and you can clean up your edges, and I just dab it a little bit, dab, and just paint that on. You see how it's a little pink, like a flesh tone? Then I can take my finger and just work that in. You can also do it here if you want that crisp edge. Just whatever look you're going for. Okay, then with my finger or with the same brush, you can also apply that highlight. It just catches that light. All right, I hope that was helpful. I know it can get a little scary sometimes. We're like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I sometimes don't know what the heck I'm doing. Just go for it. And it's makeup. You can take it off and be like, well, that didn't work out. Let's try it again. But definitely try at least to do it. I have in the past actually had someone send me a picture of their face and I've drawn on it. Be like, okay, shave this off a little or pluck it in or what, you know, and we can try to do that online too. So if you have any questions, need help with anything, please let me know. I'm going to share this video into the current classes I have. There are shopping links in those classes, but if you are not in a class and you want, it's another cat. Hi, Macaroni. They just come on in your stuff. No, you cannot have that. Okay, if you want your own shopping link, just let me know. I have one open already on my website. Message me if you need help with anything at all. I'm actually going to go pop on live right now on my personal page, and we're going to do some nerd notes, which is really fun. All right, so I'll see you over there, and I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.